All right, shalom, shalom, Akim. Before I begin, I want to start off by giving all praises, honor, and all glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. All right, double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule and teach well. All right, I want to say peace and salutations unto the hopeful elect. All right, I'm the brother Gabari Allah coming at you with another lesson. All right, and today's lesson is going to be on this article you see before you. All right, so it's by Independent, entitled Suspect in Colorado Attack Had No Regrets as He's Charged with 16 Counts of Attempted Murder. Live updates, written by Oliver O'Connell, James Lindo, and Mike Bettigan. All right, it was posted on June 3rd at 11:57 EDT. So it's a pretty new article. All right, and so I'm just going to grab the article, I'm going to grab some scriptures, and we're going to close out. But first, I want to open up with the book of Matthew. All right. The book of Matthew, chapter 24 and 12. And it says, "And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold." Right? Okay, so now that you have that in mind, okay, the love of many are going to wax cold in these end times, man. So it says, the man charged with a federal hate crime and 16 counts of attempted murder following a targeted terror attack in Boulder, Colorado on Sunday has said he has no regrets about the horrific incident and would do it again. It says, suspect Mohammed Sabri Soliman, 45, told authorities he spent a year planning the attack and had researched and specifically targeted a Zionist group. A total of 12 people were injured in the attack on a Run for Their Lives event, which was organized in support of the release of Israel hostages held by Hamas. It says, eyewitnesses reported that the attacker shouted "Free Palestine" before firing incendiary devices, including a makeshift flamethrower and Molotov cocktails, according to the FBI. So, this dude is part of that whole Free Palestine situation, all right? Because they're getting bombed over there, and ultimately that's the Lord's judgment, okay? Ultimately, the Lord is judging the world, okay? So I'm going to start off with the book of Matthew again, but 24, and I'm going to start at verse 1. Okay, then I'm going to jump down. It says, and Yahushua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to shew him the buildings of the temple. And Yahushua said unto them, see ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. So like you bear with me. It says, and as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, so like you're saying, tell us when these things shall be, and what shall be the signs of thy coming and the end of the world. Okay, and Yahushua ended up telling him, and down here in verse 12, this is one of the signs of the end times to come. All right, and it says, And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. All right, so that's why we talk about enduring into the end. Okay, that's why we talk about enduring to the end. That's what we talk about, you know, pretty much making the sacrifices you have to make, for the Lord Yahweh Shai, so that he may protect you in those times. Okay, and as you see, we are clearly in the times right now. Okay, as you see shit like this, this is not, you would never see some shit like this, before. Okay, and ultimately there was always, wickedness in the world. There's always demons like this, but these situations are happening more and more constant, more and more consistent. Okay, these things are ramping up. It's not getting better, it's getting worse. Okay, and you would think with the security that things would be things would be a lot harder to do, but no. Okay, it says, back to the article, it says the injured are understood to be aged between 52 and 88 and were rushed to hospitals in the Denver metro area. The oldest among them is a Holocaust survivor, according to Rabbi Israel Willingham, the the Chabad director at the University of Colorado Boulder. As of Tuesday, 3 remained in hospital per Fox 31. Solomon, an Egyptian national, entered the U.S. on a visa that expired 2 years ago, but was then granted work authorization lasting until March 2025. Salakia. So these dudes, the demons are getting stronger and stronger. Okay, the demons on these people are getting stronger and stronger, and these people are not can't control their intrusive thoughts, as you would say. Okay, because all an intrusive thought is Salakia. All the intrusive thought is your demon speaking to you. Okay, they're demons speaking to you, man. They're telling you to do this, telling you to do that, and now you're trying to fight the thought. Well, people are no longer, able to fight these thoughts. Okay, so this is Ecclesiasticus 39, and I'm going to start at verse 27, just get to the point. It says, all these things are for good to the godly, so the sinners, they are turned into evil. It says, here's the point. There are spirits that are created for vengeance. Okay, so there are spirits that are created for the vengeance of the Lord Yahweh Shai. Ultimately, things are going to go down and things are going to be ramping up, because these people, they have spirits on them, they have demons on them. It says, which in their fury lay sore on strokes. In the time of destruction, they pour out their force and appease the wrath of him that made them. Right. Ultimately, the Spirit of the Lord. Damn weirdo, man. Ultimately, the Spirit of the Lord, Yahweh Shem Shai, is pleased with the things that this the Spirit, these demons are putting on these people. Okay, the Lord Yahweh Shem Shai is pleased with the demons that these people are. Let me rephrase it. The demons are doing, ultimately are spirits that are created by the Heavenly Father. Okay, and the Heavenly Father is putting these demons in certain people so that they can do these things. They can do these things just like, because you have to have a demon, man, for this. To throw a damn Molotov and do a damn terrorist attack, you have to have a demon on you for that. So it says, fire and hail and famine and death all were created for vengeance. teeth of wild beasts and scorpions, serpents, and the sword punishing the wicked to destruction. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon earth when need is, and their time is come. They shall not transgress his word. Right? Okay, so these demons are happy, and ultimately, it's talking about the elements. Okay, the hail, and these things also have spirits on them. The Heavenly Father makes it hail. Obviously, the Heavenly Father makes it rain. The Heavenly Father does all these things, but he also controls the spirits. Okay, and the spirits are readily available for the Heavenly Father. Okay, they're happy to do the Heavenly Father's bidding. They're happy to do the Heavenly Father's work. Okay, so, and these demons understand. These demons know that there's going to be a time where they're going to be running rampant. Okay, and they're just as happy and are waiting for that time just as we are. Okay, so the Heavenly Father gives them a little taste. Okay, just like this. Right now, that was a little taste. Okay, that's going to be your regular, normal person in Jacob's trouble. It says, going back to the article, it says, alleged Boulder attacker got scared during attack. Alleged Boulder attacker Mohammed Soliman only threw 2 Molotov cocktails at demonstrators because he got scared. A police affidavit has said Solomon had never hurt anyone before, but Soliman has never hurt anyone before, but felt he could not forgive himself if he did not carry out the attack, the document said. It says Mohammed said no one knew about his plans, and he never talked to his wife or family about it. Mohammed describes his hope for everyone in the Zionist group to die. So, he had never hurt anybody before in his life. He has never hurt anyone before in his life. So it says, the book of Nahum, chapter 3 and verse 1. Woe to the bloody city! It is full of lies and robbery, that the prey departeth not. The noise of a whip, and the noise of the rattling of the wheels, and the prancing horses, and the jumping chariots. It says, the horseman lifted up the bright sword, and the glittered spear, and there is a multitude of slain, and a great number of carcasses, and there is none end to their carcasses. They stumble upon their corpses. Right. Okay, so that's how many, dead bodies is going to be in the times we're coming into. Salakia. That's how many, that's the amount of casualties that this place is going to have, And this city is the bloody city. Okay, so the Heavenly Father is happy to send these demons, these spirits that are for his vengeance. Okay, so I'm going to close out in 2nd Ezra chapter 9, and I'm going to start at verse 1. He answered me then and said, measure thou the time diligently in itself, and when thou seest the parts of the sign past which I have told thee before, it says, here's the point, then thou shalt understand it is the very same time wherein the highest will begin to visit the world which he made. Okay, and it says verse 3, therefore when there shall be seen earthquake and uproars of the people. Okay, there's going to be uproars of the people, okay? And you've seen little bits and pieces of it, okay? You've seen the White House get raided. You've seen, the White House is meant to be the most secure place on earth, or on America, And they got raided, and now you have this, and you're going to have airports being attacked. You're going to have all these things being attacked. Okay. And it's just the wickedness, the wickedness of the society. It says, then shalt thou well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning, right? The Heavenly Father spoke of these things. The Heavenly Father gave us, the prophets, his secrets, okay, his friends. Okay, so, this is just something that I found, interesting, that I found, quite frankly, scary, you know. Scary. 16 counts of attempted murder. One person almost took the lives of 16 people. Okay. So how much more is that Jacob's trouble going to be? One person, is going to have 10,000 bodies, it's going to be wicked, bro. It's going to be a wicked spot. So, stay prayed up, Hakim. Stay on your watchtower. Stay diligent. With that, I'm gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh by Hashem, Hashai, by Hashem, Kakwadash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Green Millstone, who rule and teach. Once again, peace and salutations unto the elect.